Hi there, Professor Monty here, and let's talk about factoring trinomials using the AC method. So this method is only for when there's a number in front of your x squared, or whatever your squared term is, that cannot be factored out. Notice 3 is not a factor of these, so I can't factor it out, it has to stay there. So let's talk about the AC method, what it means. Well, it comes from the idea of a polynomial or a trinomial being able to be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So this would be the a, that's the b, and that's the c. The AC method says take the a and the c, the lead coefficient of the constant, multiply those together. So a times c, 3 times 4, we get 12. So now what we're doing, just like when we were factoring trinomials that didn't have a lead coefficient other than 1, we're trying to look for numbers that multiply to this AC. They multiply to the 12 and they add to the 13. Before, remember what we're doing, if there was no number out here, we would say, oh, the numbers multiply to this and add to that. Well, when we have another number out here that's not a 1, we just change it slightly by saying, oh, the numbers multiply this times that lead coefficient a. So a times c, the 3 times 4, but they still add to this. Well, numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 13 have to be 12 and 1. So that works. So what I do is I rewrite this plus 13x with the 12 and the 1. So I'm going to write 3x squared plus 12x plus 1x plus 4. So it's the same as originally, just written a little bit different. Now I factor by grouping. So I take my first group, my second group, and I factor out whatever's common. Well, here I can factor out a 3x. It leaves me with x plus 4. Here the greatest common factor is only a 1, which is one reason I like to leave the 1 there. So here I say, oh, let's factor out that 1, and I get x plus 4 also. Now I've got x plus 4 that's a common factor. So I factor the x plus 4 out, and notice when that comes out, just cover those up, and all I have left is that 3x plus 1. That's my answer. We can multiply it out. We can FOIL it to check. There's my 3x squared first. My outside gives me 4. That's correct. And my inside is 12x plus 1x, 13x. So I did factor it correctly. So that's the idea. Let's do one more example to see if it gets a little bit easier now that we kind of understand what we're doing. Once I write the problem down, you may want to just pause it and practice on your own and then see if you get the same answer. All right, so let's see. So this time, let's use 2x squared plus x minus 15. And so this time, a is 2, b is the 1. We don't see the 1, but that's obviously a 1x, and c is negative 15. So when I do a times c, I get 2 times negative 15, or negative 30. So now when I factor, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 30, but they add this time to a 1. Well, two numbers that multiply to negative 30, their difference is 1, are going to be 6 and 5. We want them to add to, or subtract in this case, to a positive 1, so we're going to have the 6 first. So when we do the signs, it's going to be a positive 6 and a negative 5. Those do multiply to negative 30, but they add to positive 1. And so now we break this down again. This 1x becomes a 6x minus 5x. So we go 2x squared plus 6x minus 5x minus 15. And then we factor by grouping again. The first group I can factor out at 2x, and it leaves me with x plus 3. The second group I can factor out that 5, but since it leads with a 5, let's multiply and factor out that negative as well. So I'm going to factor out a negative 5. So when I divide this by negative 5, it gives me x. Divide that by negative 5, it gives me plus 3. If these terms in the middle are not the same, you did something wrong, or maybe you have to rearrange and try to refactor, or it doesn't factor by grouping. Those are the three possibilities. But this time now I can factor out that x plus 3. And again, notice when that's gone, I said this was a 2x, didn't I? When that's gone, I still have the 2x minus 5, and that's my other factor. And let's check to make sure it's right. There's my 2x squared. There's my minus 15 when I multiply. And the middle is 6x minus 5x, which is positive 1x. So again, try this. It takes practice. I actually have a method I like much better than the AC method. It's built on the idea of multiplying these two numbers together, but it's a lot quicker. And so I would direct you to that if you want another method. It's called the illegal move method, sometimes the slide method. But look at that. I've got a link to it at the top of this video. I would recommend you try that one as well if your teacher allows it. A lot of teachers have never seen it, but I like it really well. That's the only way I teach my classes. So anyway, practice this, practice the illegal move method. I also have videos on the trial and error method if you want to try it that way. So anyway, a plethora of examples. Hopefully it helps you out. As always, if you like my video, please click like. Please subscribe to it so you can find more of my videos and help other people find them. But other than that, just keep practicing and you'll get this. Best of luck to you.